From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, March 31st, 2015. Silver is trading at $16.71 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,187 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $245. Antiwar.com reports the tentative agreement among negotiators to have the framework for Iran's final nuclear deal was never meant to be carved in stone. The end of March deadline is rapidly approaching, however, and is feeling increasingly firm. That's because the U.S. Congress, packed with hawks eager to sabotage the deal and egged on by Israeli officials to do so, are looking to act quick and try to impose some negotiation-killing sanctions the instant the deadline passes. While the State Department is trying to use the threat of looming sanctions as leverage in the last-minute talks, the practical matter is that Congress is probably going to oblige the U.S. to make a deal too, for fear of looking like they're the ones sabotaging the talks. Over the past few days, the expectations of the deal have been pared back, with the framework increasingly broad as there is no longer time to hammer out the details. In Survivor Max by Davi Barker, 11-year-old Max must survive the zombie apocalypse alone in New Hampshire. Slow-moving and non-thinking, the lame brains swarm his home searching for living flesh. Max must apply his Porcupine Freedom Scouts training to plan his escape, but first he must prove that he's too smart to die. Look for Survivor Max on Facebook and Amazon, or read Chapter 1 free at survivormax.com. The Washington Post reports the first rule of investigating underground black markets should probably be not to become a digital black marketeer yourself. But that's exactly what the Justice Department says two federal officials did while probing the Silk Road marketplace. According to a complaint unsealed on Monday, one drug enforcement agency official and an investigator for the Secret Service are both being accused of stealing bitcoins from Silk Road that they should have turned over to the government. The Secret Service agent, Sean Bridges, was a computer forensics expert assigned to the investigation of Silk Road's founder, who goes by the codename Dread Pirate Roberts. He allegedly stole $800,000 worth of Bitcoin, according to the complaint, and kept his stash in the exchange known as Mt. Gox. The Tokyo-based exchange infamously imploded last year after admitted it had lost track of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. The DEA agent, Carl Force, was the lead undercover agent in communication with Dread Pirate Roberts, a role that gave him power to extort. Using a series of private fictitious accounts, Force allegedly told DPR that he would bury evidence related to the case if DPR paid him $250,000. In another instance, DPR allegedly paid Force $100,000 in Bitcoin after Force offered up information related to federal investigations. The complaint reads, Force and Bridges abused their positions as federal agents and engaged in a scheme to defraud a variety of third parties, the public, and the government, all for their own financial enrichment. Joshua Draytell, the lawyer for Ross Ulbricht, the man convicted of operating the Silk Road, posted on Twitter, "Major Silk Road government corruption scandal revelation today that we've had to sit on for 4 months and were not permitted to use at trial." For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. UPI reports one person died after gunfire was exchanged between a security guard and two men dressed as women who tried to enter the National Security Agency headquarters. Police responded to the shooting at the NSA headquarters in Fort Meade, Maryland, after the security guard and men went into an altercation outside the gates at 9 a.m. Monday. The men tried to ram the gate with a vehicle. One died and another was taken to a shock trauma center for treatment. Damaged vehicles were outside the gates. At least one gun and cocaine were found in the stolen Ford Escape the men were driving. The NSA's police force is handling the incident and local agencies are supporting. According to the FBI's Baltimore office, the incident is not suspected of being related to terrorism. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.